Hello, and welcome to Just a Game. Football isn't boring, so the analysis should be. As always, with me, your host Byron, and as always, alongside me, Byron and Major, the legend himself. How you doing, bro?
Yeah. Sema bwana.
Ni aje manze.
Niaje mazee. Tuanze hii kitu bwana. Tuanze hii kitu.
Blood pressure ishaanza kupanda juu usha predict some of my takes will be stupid.
Unajua wendo, you are the one who holds the PhD between both of us.
PhD in what? Stupidity, alcoholism. Kani hizo ni wewe.
I hold a few in one you have mentioned. I will not say who.
Which we shall not delve into at the moment.
Not now.
Anyway, good to have you back, Manze. The previous pod was a bit of a success by our standards. For a pilot episode, it wasn't. We didn't expect to. Hapana. Acha tusijiaibishe bure. Just want to say thanks. Thanks for those who listened, Manze. It meant a lot. Now, some of you came through with feedback, and we appreciate. Some of the things you suggested, we shall try our very best to implement. Senye hatutaweza, please bear with us. We are still growing. We know what the audio isn't, the best, but for such professionalism, please, other pods are available. See, yetu ni what we have is what and it's
What you
very,
have is
very,
what you
very,
get.
very great. Very great of you guys to settle for this kind of mediocrity. Oh my goodness, mediocrity.
Oh my
What is
God.
mediocrity?
Oh
What
my
species of bird is
God.
that?
Please, mediocrity. Hey, yeba.
But it's
So,
really great to get the responses we got. Now, kwa wale wenye walisikiza, I just want to say thanks for those who shared. Just want to say a massive thank you for for an infant pod like ours. Every single bit of support is appreciated. So, santeni sana, and I hope that mtastick na sisi through this mediocrity. Got it this time. Sijaibucha this time.
yeah.
But it's great. That's how people grow, and we are not too proud to admit that si ni binadamu na kuna times tunaweza slip up. So mkiona mali tunaweza correct, just give us a holler, and we'll try our best. Onwards. Today tutakuwa controversial kiasi na najua tutakuwa butchered for some of the takes we'll have. As always, football analysis is subjective, so please bear with us. Tukiban, tukikosea ni subjective. If you have differing opinions, tutakuwa very, very, very interested to see what you think. Mnaweza acha kwa comments. And without any further ado, to kick us off, we are starting a series. We're starting a series on best players in each position in the league, minus goalkeepers, because that sample size isn't really, optimal. Juu vitu mingi hapo zitakuwa, how can I put this? Goalkeepers aren't, the things like stats don't really apply much to keepers. So hopefully mtabeana sisi will jump straight to center backs, and we'll go to right backs, to full backs the following week, midfielders and forwards, and so on and so forth. So to start us off, top 10 center backs in the league, and it will only make sense for the most intelligent person on the pod to start us
Byron,
off. Come on, it's not.
It's fine, Byron. It's
fine,
Byron. It's our Byron. We do not blow on trumpets.
As the holder of the title of the most intelligent individual on this podcast, please do us the honors of giving us
for me,
your 10th best center back in the league.
Yes. So for me,
Mhm,
but then
mhm,
I need I had thought of a few. I changed one
mhm.
and added another one. So for me, number 10 is James Tarkowski. Tarkowski.
Burnley, Burnley guy.
Burnley guy, bwana. Burnley
Coincidentally,
guy.
he's in my list too, so I will not look so much an idiot as I would have.
Maze. So mi naona James Tarkowski. Naona amecontribute besides because last season watu really wanaangalia Nick Pope sana for the clean sheets obviously
Uh-huh.
he made na alikuwa influential kwa hizo clean sheets but watu waangalii James Tarkowski juu ukiangalia start fulani before the restart walikuwa na the second most clean sheets obviously before Liverpool na Liverpool obviously hawakuwa na the most but that says something according to his defense na amekuwa solid in his defense in that his physicality and him leading from the back shows that he can be a very good defender. Mi naona Tarkowski ni mtu like anafaa kuwa not really a bigger team but team ka Everton ama Tottenham ndo watu wa
Mhm.
view kenye jamaa anaweza fanya because jamaa ni mzii sana na ako underlooked
The
in that
best of the
for team
rest.
ka Burnley. Yep.
Yeah, that's a really good take. You can't fault that. Now consistently tangu Burnley wa come up, I think is in there. Na ako kwa list yangu, so that isn't really partial.
Of course, of course.
So hapo hopefully hatakuwa butchered by our 3.5 listeners.
Thank you for
Sips gin
listening.
tonic. Sips gin tonic. Yes. So for me, my 10th best center back in the league, a newcomer to the league this season. Not many people wanna expect a kuwekwa conversation, but for me, the 10th best center back is John Egan, the Sheffield United guy. Obviously for a team that was promoted last season, ka ungeambia Chris Wilder, their manager, hey, will you take 9th for next season? A 9th place finish in the league, he would have beaten your arm off for that. So for
Hey.
this guy to come in with limited resources, obviously they made a few good signings, but Kinalis Muse, Naninani, and those guys, I wouldn't really have placed my money on them to finish 9th, to have the kind of season they've had. So for me, John Egan marshalling that back three, he's been really, really consistent. And obviously, many plaudits will go to those other two centre backs, the likes of Chris Basham, for the way Sheffield United play is really interesting because their centre backs overlap and go to the wide areas and join the wing backs to overload. So that's really interesting. So a lot of plaudits might be given to those centre backs out wide. But for me, John Egan just marshalling that back three, really, really solid. Tidy pass of the ball, not very elegant, but tidy. He's not slow. He's good on the recovery. Just good on the tackle, strong on the tackle. Just overall, just a very, very good defender. And for me, definitely been up there with the best this season. If you would like to kill me for that take, just let us know in the comments
Yeah,
as we go.
definitely.
We'd really like to see your other top tens in the comments because I know we're pretty idiotic, so some of our takes might be a bit left field.
If you don't say.
Yeah, so those were our 10th spots, and without any further ado, let's be more foolish and let the people know what we think of the 9th placed best centre backs in the league. So let's start with you.
So for me, number 9 actually put John Egan as number
Mhm.
9. As you had said, like Chris Wilder maze ange imagine atakuwa 6th in the Prem. Like how are you mad fam?
Mhm.
What do you mean? Na ilikuwa
For
his
real.
first season. Na considering Kenya ulisema like center backs wa Sheffield wao huenda wide na unapata wanawacha mtu kaa Joniga napo nyuma, na kuna start fulani nilicheki like Joniga alikuwa na the most tackles for Sheffield United, na as a center back ako very tidy, ako good on the ball, na in terms of one-on-one encounters like anacheza very professionally, not for a Sheffield player. Any mtu anafaa if atachukuliwa in the next transfer window, atachukuliwa labda in the end of the season, because naona his class is beyond Sheffield, so that's why I put him on 9th.
That's fair. So we aren't complete idiots. Our selections haven't been so far off from each other. So for me, the 9th best center back in the league is Tyrone Mings. Yes, I know. Battling relegation the whole of last season. Very, very, very. These guys spent a lot of money, a shitload of money on players after they got promoted. But their season didn't really reflect progress. Unless progress is in the shape of Jack Grealish, then maybe. So literally, he dragged them. Yes, maybe Jack Grealish and maybe McGinn only. The only players who maybe were deserving of that badge alongside this guy, Tyrone Mings. And maybe you could make a case for Anwar El Ghazi and Trezeguet. But everyone else, absolute shit. So for me, Tyrone Mings, his story is really, really, really weird. So he's really moved around. He wasn't really the most settled player in his young years. You know how players really break through from academies and all that. So his youth career was really weird. Southampton, Bristol Rovers and whatnot. Then he played a bit of non-league football for Yate and Chippenham. So when he got his big move to Bournemouth, I'm sure tayari dhani maybe angekuwa na a breakthrough from there, but injuries ndio zilikuwa downfall zake. So when he went to Villa, initially on loan in 2019, ndio sawa kashinda. You remember the playoff finals, that really huge game that your current manager failed to win.
Siguze Lampard, please.
So Mings went on loan that January and he played really well, so I signed permanently. And for me, Mings has been really, 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 really good for Villa this season. You know? So the problem was injuries, like consistent. Angeweza develop consistency juu injuries zilikuwa zinamkata sana, but when he found his footing, he was absolutely unstoppable for me. You know, but Villa have had hawajakuwa na pairing consistent ya center backs. You see, hawajakuwa na pairing consistent. You see, so beyond angles ndio walikuwa na pair na Tyrone Mings at the beginning of the season, then Courtney Hawes after lockdown ilikuwa Courtney Hawes, Ezri Konza. So the only consistent and consistent guy in that back four alikuwa Tyrone Mings, and for me he's been absolutely outstanding, no doubt. He's the one who's held that back four together, in my opinion.
Mi sijatambua Mings, but at all.
Makes me look like a dick, an idiot.
Z. Your opinion.
Yeah, for sure. And actually, he's quick for a big guy. He's 6'5", but he's quick. He's got an incredible leap on him, so he's extremely good in the air. Tidy with the ball. Not the best with the ball, but you see, Villa like to play football, and this guy is a good player on the ball, just decent on the ball. For me, he's got absolutely top attributes. It's the only thing that had prevented him from going to a really, really big club has been injuries. And also the fact that he didn't really, he wasn't really that breakthrough player in his youth. So
Yeah,
you might call him a late bloomer. So I think that's why.
inakaa
Yeah.
Jelivadi.
Exactly. So you see, for me, maybe if he cements his spot this season, who knows? He was actually, I think he was in the conversation for an England call-up, if I'm not wrong.
Oh,
Maybe he
yeah.
was even called up, not wrong.
Yeah, maybe.
Not this time. I guess somewhere around, if I'm not wrong, November or something. But he was in the conversation. That just shows you how credible of a turnaround his career has had. But again, it's all subjective, so please don't kill me for our
Definitely.
3.5 list. Bear with us. Bear with our idiocy, our foolishness. Yeah, so on to number 8, bro. Please, let's hear your PhD in center back selection at show.
So initially, in my initial list, before I mentioned it, or before I wrote it, I put this person 10th.
Wait. Before you sipped gin, just make it clear for the audience.
Yeah, so this guy, I had put him 10th, but after critical thinking and drinking some water from the gin, I saw and thought that Nathan Ake should be 8th. So mi kwangu, Nathan Ake is the 8th best defender in the Prem. Na nimemweka 8th juu. No, Nathan Ake, like, initially started as a left back.
Yes.
For Chelsea. Na obviously in Chelsea, former team maze. Na angeweza kupata namba obviously juu Chelsea don't, our philosophy. Kwani mini the manager.
Marina Granovskaya.
Yes. Like Chelsea's philosophy, sika Man U ama Arsenal ku prop up young players to the team. So young Ake maze akaona wacha aende Bournemouth. Na from Bournemouth obviously akajipata as a center back. So mi naona Ake as a center back is a leader from the back. That's one. 2, he's quite fast for a center back as well. Ako tidy on the ball, anajua kucheza na hapo na one-on-ones, na pia physically anaweza not outmuscle players, but anaweza kupea slight stress for strikers as well. Ake is young na slight stress, yani mnaweza kuwa na bout on the pitch na unaweza pata mtu kaa Ake vile anaenda City ata compliment Laporte. Me personally, I think he'll compliment Laporte very well. So naona Ake ni one for the future.
But for me, isn't it inakuanga weird? I've not seen this happen much. 2 left footers playing in a back 4, in defense, as center backs. So like Laporte and Ake will be outrageous. Sijaiona kitu kayo kwa maisha yangu.
Yo saa sijui vile unless Pepa nunue Koulibaly sasa, but sidhani, cause if my thinking ni Pepa alikuwa na Stones. Stones ni right footed.
Yeah.
Na instead of playing Stones, instead of playing Stones alikuwa anacheza Fernandinho kama CB. Alafu Otamendi mazetu tumeona mablanda zake,
ilikuwa Fernandinho na Otamendi, I guess, juu Laporte alikuwa
Otamendi. So that says something about Stones. So unless mi kwangu na Pep sidhani anapenda Stones, though Stones haja make my list, but mi naona Stones ako decent.
50 million pounds for him.
So anyway, if it won't be Nathan Ake na Laporte, na Kape patapata Koulibaly, mi sioni any other partnership, because I don't think Fernandinho would like to play CB hapo tena juu obviously ijakuwa smooth ride, but Yeah,
Yeah.
man. So Ake,
That's a
hey,
good shout because he's also in my list. What sort of drugs did we take beforehand? Yeah, so for me, that's a good shout. I can't really say much about that. My eighth best centre back in the league is none other than, wait for it, Squadron Musta. Nah, just kidding.
Oh, hey. Hey, ningezimekwa. Ningesema that's it.
Nah,
Thank you. Like, share, subscribe.
hiyo ni opium na some others class A drug yenye ningekuwa nimetumia. Yeah, so for me, Louis Dunk at number 8.
Okay. That's a shout.
That silence is speaks a lot. What am I, an idiot? Anyway, yeah, for me.
I'll make my list.
Oh, for real?
I'll make my list.
That makes me feel better, by the way. Just to let you know. Thank you for the support, bro. It's been a really tough ride.
Yes.
So for me, Louis Dunk, what can you say about this guy? Consistently one of the most underrated players in the league, in my opinion. Graham Potter alikuja Brighton. Now you see this Graham Potter guy before I go to Louis Dunk. Graham Potter, the manager for Brighton, nilimuona I think back in 2017 in the Europa League when Arsenal went to Ostersunds. And this guy, I think walishinda 2-1 huko. It was, I think, in the group stages in Ostersunds. I think Norway, something, if I'm not wrong. And tangu hiyo day, like nilikuwa najua tu one day umse ata show up kwa Prem. Umse nilikuwa tu yani na hiyo feeling because those guys were playing football that enye aunge associate na a team playing in Norway. Manze, like na hii ni team, I can't really believe it, but I'd like to brag and say that I called it. I knew that umse angekuja Prem because the bravery those guys had, hiyo ni Arsenal, that's Arsene Wenger's Arsenal, and you beat them 2-1. I don't care what you say. That's bravery. That shows this guy has vision. That's ballsy. And Graham Potter alikuja, and credit where it's due. He trusted Louis Dunk. You see, Louis Dunk upbringing yake ni ya these traditional English center backs, just no nonsense, bully your center forward, piga yeye, lima yeye. But he's shown real football intelligence. Na sahi he's one of the most consistent and sitaki kusema best, but he's up there with the top ball playing center backs in the league because his passing numbers are incredible for Brighton. This is Brighton we are talking about here. And so for Graham Potter to come and entrust this guy, Brighton walimaliza 15th, so si ati they were extraordinarily good, but still for a defense that conceded 39 goals in the league, sorry, 54. Pardon me, 54 goals. What am I smoking?
God damn.
54 is the same number as Chelsea. So, we could, I swear, I'm not joking. Because in the bottom half, the only teams that had a better defensive record than Brighton were Burnley and Palace, with 50 goals conceded each. So in the bottom half, only Brighton were the third best defensively. So for a team that didn't score much but really faced a lot of shots, and considering, do you know why they faced such a significant amount of shots because Graham Potter plays really expansive football.
Yeah. True.
His football is
True,
really
true,
good to
true.
watch, and I think he's building something special.
Because the coach before Chris Hutton was very defensive. Though that's
Yeah,
the
he was
goals
really
ilikuwa
pragmatic.
kiasi
Chris
sana.
Hutton.
Chris Hutton.
So for me,
True,
Lewis Dunk has had a really, really, really good season. He was given the responsibility to really marshal the defense and come out with the ball, be aggressive, break the lines, you know. So for me, he could have, if Brighton had a really, 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 really better season by like 10%, if they finished like maybe 12th or 11th, then we'll be talking about bids from maybe Chelsea or something to replace him.
of course.
To replace one of your really lame center backs, and maybe you won't even be having a Thiago Silva right now. Trust me, if Brighton finished high in the league, Lewis Dunk was
Tungekuwa tushabai.
definitely in the conversation. I swear.
Tulibid alikuwa talks. Tulikuwa na talks na
For real?
alikuwa first consideration center backs kabla saa tuangalie Thiago Silva. Juu pia yeye ni wale majamaa I support Chelsea nini. He's a Chelsea supporter by the way. Yeah, so he's beautiful.
Gin tonic.
He's beautiful.
So
Yeah,
I think your takes are controversial sana.
Sidhani.
Na kako kwa list yako, that is a bit of consolation for my intelligence.
Unafanya hapa naka pandit wa Sky Sports bwana.
If not Albert Einstein on the pod, then who else? Please. Niambie. Anyway, onwards. Number 7.
Number 7. Mazee number 7 saa mimi nimeweka saa Lewis Dunk uski.
Oh, you beautiful human being.
Sa watu wanaweza argue, mazee Lewis Dunk na Nathan Ake, are you mad for? Lakini
wenye maybe watu wenye waonagi ball maybe.
Mazee. Mi kwangu eye test yangu ni, as you said, Lewis Dunk is despite him being a traditional English center back, ako like ako sawa on the ball. Technically naona ako quite decent for an typical English center back. Na mi naona actually vile niliona yo stuff ya Chelsea wana consider Lewis Dunk, nilikuwa pretty psyched in the sense that tungekuwa Lewis Dunk Rudiger ingekuwa obviously much better because Lewis Dunk akona a mature head on himself. Na vile umesema tu like Lewis Dunk Lewis Dunk Brighton wangeshinda higher or wangekuwa at a higher position, then naona Chelsea tunge consider obviously Lewis Dunk then what's his name, then Thiago Silva, because Lewis Dunk akona mature head. He as well again he's tidy on the ball and he's very very physical and then good in the air, like maze in terms of aerial balls jamaa ako fiti sana.
Akona hiyo blend perfect ya traditional center back but also with the ball playing skills that makes him quite a decent ball player.
Anaweza carry the ball kiasi yake. So mi kwangu Lewis Dunk according to my eye test naona ni the 7th best Premier League defender or Zenda back. Yes.
Hizo haziko far off, so you see ndio maana that's why it's such an honor to have you on the pod, because you make me look so manzi unafanya at least nikae host wa maana juu takes zangu ni weird, so considering that some of our choices haven't been too far off from each other, that makes me look a bit better, and just like to say thank you Mr. Albert Einstein, you absolute legend.
Please wendo hapo Socrates
ni vile tu Socrates lazima akwe kwa hii list, what do you mean?
like mi mazee Arsenal defend kama mtu Arsenal anangojea mi nitaje jina yao, please never.
Safe to say that that we shall find that out later. Hey, but nah, no chance. Wacha tu tupeane spoilers. No Arsenal centre backs here. I'm sorry, please. I'm sorry.
Thank
Mikel
God.
Arteta, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
We
Kama
are sorry.
unasikia hii podcast, pole. None of your boys are here.
Pole sana. So wewe
Mikel,
number
one of
7 wako ni
our
nani?
17 subscribers, shout out.
Yes, thank you, Mikel Arteta.
Yeah.
Sponsored
Yes.
by Mikel.
Yeah. Definitely throwing in the money, the Manchester City and Arsenal money on the podcast. Thank you very much. Yeah, anywho, for me, the 7th best centre back in the league, James Tarkowski. Yes.
Okay.
Throw stones at me.
Yes.
Nirushieni mawe sasa.
Yes.
And as we said, it will be really nice to see your top 10s, our dear listeners. Just drop them in the comments. We'll have a bit of debate pia hapo kwa comments. So msifeel shy. Ataka ni controversial aje. This pod is basically just controversy heaped into one. So do not be shy. Do not be afraid to be controversial. Just drop your takes, drop your Shkodran Mustafis there, and your Andreas Christensens. We won't mind. Your David Luiz is there,
Hey,
your
watupe
Nicolas
wote
Otamendi's.
mwaka.
Tupeni hapo.
Hey,
We want to
wote
see them.
tupeni hapo.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
please.
for me, James Tarkowski, Burnley is the archetypical English team in the league right now.
Mbaya.
Sean Dyche is the archetypical English manager in the league right now. That 4-4-2 or at times 4-5-1, just low block there, blocking everything, just stifling every single thing you throw at them. And at the heart of that, yes, you could make a case for Ben Mee, but for me, James Tarkowski alongside him has been one of the best centre backs in the league for quite a while. Tangu Burnley were come up for me. He got a call up for the World Cup, if you remember. Gareth Southgate alimpa kwa squad yake, but I think alikuwa na operation or something. So for a Burnley guy to get called up for the national team, that's not luck, my friend. That's not luck. This guy has been solidly one of the best defenders in the league. And you can attribute that to the style that the team plays. They aren't expansive, so they aren't left exposed. You might argue that, but when the need is there for him to do a job, he does it. He's an extremely good read of the game for me. His passing isn't great, and he doesn't need to, because his team isn't really built like that. But people forget that defending is actually just about defending first and foremost. Everything else is a bonus. If you bring someone like let's say who do we put here as an analogy? Let's say you bring someone like a Tony Adams back. You see, Tony Adams, I swear, is one of the best defenders to have ever played the game in England. But I bet you to the bottom dollar that if he was alive right now, if he was playing right now, people maybe would have overlooked him because maybe he isn't the best on the ball. I can guarantee you that. He won't even get called up for England because he's not the best on the ball. But
but in terms of kufanya hiyo kazi.
Yeah.
Kufanya hiyo kazi ya
For me, White Tarkowski is above Mings and Dunk, who are better ball players than him, is because he's a better defender than them. You see, first and foremost. He's a better defender than most of the people in my list, but I've given him the benefit of the doubt because Burnley, if you look at XG and shots faced and things like that, Burnley continuously continue to defy those stats. Joao Sawana face, I think, the most shots consistently in the league. but they don't concede
Yeah.
that, that much. Why? I mean, there has to be some reason. And it's this guy and Ben Mee maybe could make a case, but I don't really rank him that much. So for me, James Tarkowski, as a pure defender, he's maybe top 3 in the league for being purely that, that dick, that pain in the ass who's with you, kicking you for the whole game and can't let you run by him, you see, for me. But for the benefit of other supremely maybe more athletic and more technically gifted players in the list, I think I'll just have him at 7th for now.
Hiyo mimi naona iko sawa.
Yeah.
So we're going the 6th.
Yes.
So for the 6th best center back for me naona ni Antonio Rudiger.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Now,
all right.
Some people might say I am biased. Am I biased?
No,
Maybe.
no, hakuna bias.
Am I biased? Maybe.
Let's hear you.
As a Chelsea fan, I can say that most of our defensive mistakes have been due to the young players playing. The likes of Katzuma, the likes of Fikayo Tomori, and the likes of Andres
Katzuma really that young anymore?
Okay, Aiko young, but now in the beginning of the season, Rudiger alikuwa injured. Na by the time injury yake by the time alipona, Lampard put him way back in due to the tunafungwa mabao zingine because of inexperience. And Rudiger, I think, would have made my top 5, but why Rudiger for me is number 6 is, one, I think he can be too erratic. And then sometimes he can make mistakes that really are irrelevant, or make mistakes when, because Chelsea last season were trying to play like Liverpool in 2018-19, where you score in order to score more goals in order to compensate for the goals were being
basically
scored.
outscore to avoid losing.
Yeah, definitely.
Hashtag shit.
Shit. So now for me, now despite what besides the negative, or despite the negative, now Rudiger, he is a boss on the defense, and anajua kubuli wasema, like anabuli the striker or kubuli the forward, because hapo na pia naona yeye ucheza mind games as a defender. On the ball naona ako pretty fair or decent, as well technically ako tu.
Your audio is
in terms of
breaking
being
up a bit. Shida ni gani?
Oh, is Can you hear me now?
Sorry bro, bado ina break up kiasi. Toka kwa hiyo refugee camp.
Walai.
Hapa kwa dada.
Like
ina break up.
Oh, sai.
Iko poa,
Sai
but nakusikia, but like inakaa ikienda but hopefully itakuwa sawa.
Hadi sai.
Sasa inakusikia.
Oh, so yeah, okay. So technically naona ako sawa, na if Rudiger angekuwa like more composed and not make those mistakes, mi kwangu make my top 5. So yeah, Rudiger naona ako 6th. I go 6th best center back in the Premier.
So he misses out on your top 5 by being too erratic and by not being really, really technically gifted and by being inconsistent.
Yeah. You just take no. Nakwambia when do the intelligent. Hey, why am I here?
My dad would disagree. Dreams of med school. Oh my goodness. Look at me now, hosting a podcast.
Welcome to my channel.
Yeah. Shout out to all the relatives who thought I'd be a doctor. Look at me. I made it.
Yes.
Yeah,
You
so
are
my top
now
6.
someone's
Here
lipstick
we go.
remover.
Let's do the top 6. My number
Yes.
6 is Nathan Ake. That silence was deafening.
Tell me
Nathan
now.
Ake.
Tell me now.
Nathan Ake, my friend. Consistently, again, you see, the thing I've done with this list is simple. Consistency. That's what I've looked at. So in top 10, no matter how controversial it might be, the only thing I can support my argument with is that watu wenye wako kwa hii list wamekuwa consistent over the past few seasons. For me, Nathan Ake has been consistent ever since he went to Bournemouth.
I agree.
See, he's got speed because obviously he was a left back before he started really playing centrally, and he does occasionally play left back still. But you see, for a centre back that can go toe to toe with an attacker, that's really an advantage. You see, si ati unapea msee 2 yards hapo juu akishakuturn ni hivyo. You see, you get tight to your man. You hata akipiga teke uko na yeye neck to neck. Unaona, like hiyo ndio advantage ya kuwa na mbio ka defender. Nacheki msee kama Maguire. I'm sorry to bring him up. Juu hata yuko kwa list yangu, but I just had ilibidi tu nimpe shout out. But I'm sorry, Man United fans, si ati spendi Maguire, but he's the best example naweza tumia. Because I think he's the slowest player I've ever seen after Mertesacker. So for someone like Maguire, Maguire atakupatia 2-3 yards. You see, when you're coming at him atakupea 2-3 yards. He can't get tight. You'll spin him. Utamwacha hapo. You see. But a quick center back, you see, he'll get tight to you. Unaona, atakuwa like at arm's length to you. Juu kispin ako na wewe. Bora tu akue goal side, maybe atakushika. Unaona? So for me, Nathan Ake is a really, first and foremost, he's a good defender. You see? Really good defender. But what sets him apart from watu wenye wamekuja before him kwa hii list ni speed. Athleticism. Acha tu tuite athleticism. You see? He can keep up with the best forwards in the league. And his passing is good. It's all right. It's not the best. But ndio maana ayuko maybe top 5 hapa. His passing is okay. It's not too ambitious. But again, it doesn't need to be. Because overall, Bournemouth, and especially the last 2 seasons when they've been on a decline, they haven't been as expansive as maybe Eddie Howe would have liked. But still, he had a job to do, and in my opinion, he did it really well, though he conceded a shitload of goals. But in my opinion, that wasn't really up to him.
Like where's him blame for that?
Yeah. It was Eddie Howe. Here, look at me. Up AV, if you are talking about conceding few goals, then Dejan Lovren angekuwa hapa, though he didn't play as much. Ama mtu kaa Harry Maguire angekuwa hapa, but that's not what we are talking about. We are looking at the individual, what is contributing to the team. Nathan Ake has it all, in my opinion. He's not the tallest, but he's still decent in the air. He's 5'11", I think, but his aerial numbers are good for someone who is short for a center back. Yeah, so for me, why he's in my top 6, why he's 6th in my list ahead of Akina Tarkowski and Dunk is athleticism. You see? Yeah. His numbers are, defensively, his numbers are good. Not the best because Bournemouth were really exposed. Eddie Howe absolutely lost it last season. Sijaiona breakdown kama hiyo. Bournemouth, I didn't really think sikutaka waende. I have a really, really soft spot
Mazi,
for them.
hadi mimi mazi.
You see, when Bournemouth came up, I think they played really, really, really good football, in my opinion. It was a 4-4-2, but really, really dynamic. See, Callum Wilson, Josh King up front, really underrated players. And I think tukimake list yetu ya forwards, it will be quite a revelation kuona mali watafall in kama hata watamake your list. But
Bye. Atameke.
Bournemouth were a really good team in the past maybe 3.5 years, but hii season imepita. You can't really fault that on the center backs though. So that's why for me Nathan Ake is definitely up there.
Yeah, okay.
So
Okay,
the top
na,
five.
by then naona point zako. Naona
Sorry.
point zako by then naona point zako zilikuwa spot on.
Huh?
Spot on kabisa.
Come on. Stop massaging my ego. Come on.
This Sky Sports, if you are hiring bwana.
Gary Neville, leave Sky Sports now. Just hand in the letter. Someone is waiting on the wings. Please.
Transfer. Now we go to our top five.
Yes. This one will be absolutely mouth-watering. So please grab your cappuccinos, your espressos, and enjoy. Who do you have at fifth, bro?
Mazemi fifth. Siendi. Kabla niseme, siendi best on the season.
Hey, ashaanza kutoa caveats hapo, ashaanza kutoa mabat. However,
lazima ni justify. Lazima nipige excuse kidogo. Sisemi based on the season. Nasema best like him being a player. So mi kwangu number 5 ni Toby Alderweireld. So mi kwangu, okay, Tottenham this past season says sema walikuwa na the best season juu obviously they've done better. But mi kwangu naona Toby kwangu naona ni defender mfiti. Technically naona ako poa. Alianza ka left back na his space yake imemtoka kidogo, but bado ako na pace. Anajua ku read game, anakupea mabao pia as a defender, obviously si mob. Anaweza
by the way, speaking of that, alifunga header fulani North London Derby. So I can attest to that.
Maze alafu like ako boss off the ball, ako strong, physically strong na technically ako gifted. Na mimi naona Vertonghen na Alderweireld ni one of the best partnerships in the Premier League. Obviously not last season, but in their prime, which naona ilikuwa hiyo time labda walifika champe na hiyo time walikuwa I think number 2 if I'm not wrong.
Pochettino
naona hiyo time
really good coach.
Naona
by the way, check it, bro, before you continue. I think we'll also have to do top 10 managers in the league at some point, bro.
Yeah.
Lazima tu throw shade kwa watu wengine bwana. Sitawataja sahi lakini bwana lazima we have to kasirisha some. We have to.
Maze jezi zao zinakakaa ng'ombe lakini we know
hatujataja mtu. Hatujataja mtu.
Mimi sitataja mtu.
Yeah.
Sitataja mtu bro. Never.
Siseme tumetajana but
raised right.
Hey, you were saying.
I was raised right.
You were saying.
Yeah, so naona Toby mi kwangu naona ni one of the best like center backs in the Prem. Na obviously I think he's aging, so Kenya in mess labda ni with Vertonghen gone, how will his partnership with Davinson Sanchez look like? But yeah, hiyo ni my number 5.
That's interesting. Unataka kujustify further than that juu ni mtu wa Tottenham?
Of course mimi ni mjamaa Chelsea na naona Toby angeingia Chelsea obviously to improve by far. So naona si lazima ni justify. So
it is all fine. Tottenham are shit, but Toby Alderweireld definitely you've been absolutely spot on in my opinion. But somehow he hasn't made my list, and that in no way does that mean I'm biased. It's just maybe subjective, and I hope please don't kill me, bro.
No problem.
Please bear with me as I unveil my top 5.
And your number 5 is,
which is going to raise a few eyebrows, but I have a bit of justification for it, so please hear me out. Number 5 for me
is
Wolverhampton Wanderers' very own Konakodi. Yes. Yes. Let he
Byron.
who is without sin cast the first stone.
Byron, kabla uendelee.
Yes.
Konakodi.
Yes.
Ilikuwa nimweke kwa list yangu. Why he is 5th in yours?
You do not understand.
I don't know. Please justify
you might call it, listen, to be fair, you might call it an acute lack of IQ, but please hear me out. Wolverhampton. Listen to me, bro. You see, before everyone fell in love with Sheffield United, everyone's first love in 1819 was Wolves. The way they took the league by storm. Sasa wamechapa Man City. Sasa wametoa Live FA. Wase wamechapa team zote Big Six.
You only wonder.
You might argue that, Jorge Mendes, relationships, only Portuguese players, why are they signing an 18-year-old for how many million? That Fabio Silva kid.
Fabio Silva,
foul play, shady deals. But if you look past that and just look at how good of a team they are under Nuno Espirito Santo, then if we are talking consistency, if we are talking a defined way of playing, if we are talking identity, then it's Wolves. And for me, you see why Konakodi stands out for me. Because apart from Cheki, please don't kill me, but I have to mention him. Apart from David Luiz, Konakodi, listen, hear me out.
That's
what I'm about to say. Apart from David Luiz, Konakodi is the only true libero in the league. This guy's passing is outrageous. And I know we are talking about defenders here. Defensively, he's got it all as a defender. He's good in there. He's 6'1", not extremely tall, but he's really fantastic in there. He sweeps up well. He's not slow. He reads the game incredibly well. And do you know why? Because often, when Wolves play in that back three they play with, most of the times you find that when the team pushes up to start build up, Willy Bolly moves closer to the touchline, advanced kidogo. Then whether it's Dendonka or whether it's Roman Saiz on the left, pia yeye anasonga. Then Konakodi ana receive ball peke yake deep, like he's the only guy ako like yetu ndio ako hapo nyuma, like just in front of the 18-yard box. This guy rakes passes like a fucking world-class midfielder.
Yeah.
Wolves build up ni yeye. You see,
Yeah.
like they get the ball forward through him.
Yeah.
He's an absolutely integral part of, and you know, unajua kwa nini ako kwa top 5 yangu? Juu mi nikiangalia ball mi utafuta. You see, hata where I'm sure you look for this. You look for a player who makes you like unatamani tu kucheza ball, if I may say. Unatamani ku You see, the way you can watch a player useme, hey, how the fuck does this guy do this? Like ukwe tu fall in love na the unacheki. So for me, ka ningekuwa center back, the way this guy plays, like akona hiyo blend ya simcompare na umse mwenye nataka kutaja. Please. Nishasema David Luiz. But sisemi ati they are the same kind of player at the same levels, but this is what Franz Beckenbauer used to do. Obviously, I didn't watch him.
Yeah.
Watch, but my dad tells me.
Yeah.
My dad tells me. My dad watched the World Cup, I think in 82 when West Germany walishinda or something. If I'm not wrong.
I'm not. Yeah, this is you.
Mi budangu shinda tu ameongelea Franz Beckenbauer. And the way he talks about him, mi naona tu kona. I'm sorry. This guy is so integral to how Wolves play. I've never seen a team, maybe apart from someone else mwenye ako kwa hii list huko mbele mwenye sitaki kumtaja. But apart from that guy mwenye ako huko mbele ya list huko, I've never seen a team in the league that is, maybe David Luiz, yes, but he's not one of the best in the league anymore. But he used... Sorry?
Alipigwa kola pia UEFA Nations.
Hata alicheza hii game ya Denmark.
Yeah.
So for a team to depend on a center back so much for a lot of what they do tells you a lot about, one, the quality of player, and two, the kind of, trust that is put in him by his manager and what the manager thinks of him. Because, and again, he's, for me, definitely one of the best passers of the ball that I've ever seen. Not just like defenders peke yake, like even midfield.
In terms of pass,
because we've watched a lot of football, and some things just set people apart. And for me, to have someone like that, and listen, he is the most controversial thing I've ever said since nilisema maybe Tupac yuko kwa top 5 yangu of all time. But
actually, okay, before you go. Hey, Byron.
Anyway, hiyo ilikuwa segue. Listen, we were talking about Konakodi here. Please, acha turudi back on track. Controversial, yes, but really worth it in my opinion. Juu unajua ukiangalia list yangu ka Tyrone Mings amemake number 9, that tells you that I am a very strange person. So Konakodi above Louis Dunk, above James Tarkowski, above Nathan Ake. None of those guys wenye wako hapo nyuma yake are as integral to the team as this guy is. So is that justification enough?
Above Tarkowski?
Yes.
Yeah, sawa.
Because listen, Tarkowski is my 7th best defender in the league. So Siati is not in my list because I've watched him. I really like him as a player. But you see, they rely on him in a different kind of way.
Yeah. But he ndo captain anyway,
Konakodi ndio captain, yeah.
Yeah.
Konakodi is relied upon in an entirely different way. And I understand this is subjective, but this is just how I look at it. You see?
Yeah.
If you put, let's say, a Dendonka there in the middle of that back three, he doesn't do the things Konakodi does. So Wolves game all of a sudden it changes significantly. Wolves aren't where they are without Konakodi. Konakodi ameget call up England on the back of these kind of performances. Si bahati, by the way.
Of course. Kwanza England, they call anyone, but just saying. But I get what you're saying.
By anyone unaongelea Calvin Phillips. Mimi si understand alikuwa afanya nini hapo.
Why he was called. But
okay.
Based on your argument, Konakodi, singemweka bado 5th, but based on your argument, ningemweka kwa list.
Yeah. But 5th is opium and other class A drugs.
Yeah, me. So we are not going to top 4.
Yeah. Let's listen to your bit of genius.
So for me, my top 4 is none other than Harry Maguire.
Oh.
Sijui
migraine.
Ako kwa list yako.
Ati wewe tumefika 4th na unauliza kaa Harry Maguire ako kwa list yangu. Listen, if Shkodran Mustafi is in my top 2, then expect some shocking news.
Hey man, Harry Maguire.
Okay. Listen, sikuwa na expect, but let me hear you out.
Adela kafala up.
As in hiyo ni wow.
Utastuka number 3.
Wow, that's beautiful scenes hapa hivi. Wow, let me prepare myself.
So mi kwangu Harry Maguire amepata a lot of stick juu the mistakes ana make, considering the mistake ya Sevilla, hiyo mistake ya Bergwijn kupitwa na various other mistakes amekuwa akifanya in the Prem. Na mi naona Maguire as a defender, Maguire is actually doing his job. It's just that he's slow. Unaget? Naona obviously kwangu, this is my personal opinion, I think technically Lindelof is better than him. Technically, I think Lindelof is better. But Maguire is physical, he's good on the ball. He's good on the ball.
Icelandic hapa.
Yeah, he's good on the ball. Na nini ingine? Na aerial, like his aerial duels, I think he's one of the highest in the Premier League.
His aerial numbers aren't too bad for a fridge anyway. No bias whatsoever, please don't kill me.
Oh yes. Naona like Harry Maguire as a defender, mi naona anafanya, he's doing pretty well. It's just that obviously ako in a big club, so atakuwa under a microscope. But Harry Maguire, I think Manu amekuwa na I think the same number of clean sheets as Liverpool, if I'm not wrong.
I'm not, unless we check that. Tutaki kupea listeners
maze, wacha yo to pig a fact check.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you can proceed with your appraisal of one of the
Harry
most
Maguire, I think,
household items to ever be bought.
Manu, I think wamepata more clean sheets this season as well. I think walikuwa na a certain start. I think the most clean sheets in, I think, Europe in how many games? If I'm not, you're sure.
Actually, you're quite right. I think they have the second best defense in the third best defense in the league. I think, or something.
In the league,
like that. 36 goals conceded only. 36
goals, yeah. Unacheki.
That's really good, by the way. That's really good.
Yeah, maze. So mi naona, like, in terms of the shtick Maguire napata, it's not really necessary. Obviously he's in a big club, obviously, and they were expecting him to do more, but Maguire just it's his first time in a big club, and I think next season atafanya even better. So in terms of him being a defender, I think he's the 4th best in the league. Yeah man.
For me, you know, Uh,
You know.
Maguire is a really good defender.
Mhm.
Maybe it's just the weight of the price tag, which is not really his fault.
Yodo ilikuwa too much.
Being captain of arguably the biggest club in England,
Mhm.
that's no small matter. So it's a combination of many factors that make people look at him differently, including me. But I think I think you have a really valid point. Fourth best centre back in the league. That's valid. That's
kwangu,
valid. Mm-hmm.
because out of clean sheets as players for defenders, it's only Tarkowski, Ashley Barnes, na
Sorry. What? Ashley Barnes?
si Burnley walikuwa na 15 clean sheets.
Ashley Barnes, bro.
Ashley Barnes, in terms of clean sheets, it's only three defenders that beat Harry Maguire out
Bro,
of clean
isn't
sheets.
Ashley Barnes supposed to be a striker or something?
Sorry. Hey, Ashley Westwood, ladies and gentlemen, and any midfielder. So it's actually Tarkowski and Van Dijk wenye wanampita in clean sheets. Tarkowski and Van Dijk ndo wanampita in clean sheets. So uone Maguire is actually doing something in Manchester.
But you see, if we are using that logic, I'm not disagreeing, but if it's clean sheets we're looking at, then me, and some other defenders who aren't really like Nicolas Otamendi or something, who aren't really, one of the. But look, your point is
Actually,
valid.
ukiangalia clean
Maybe
sheets,
it's just
Harry Maguire na
because
Ben
of
Mee
bias.
wako na the same number of clean sheets.
Because one is better than the other. Let's not go.
I see what you're trying to do, and I will not fall for that trap.
But you see, that's valid, by the way. Actually, I'm sure I'd be wrong. Quite a number of people stop for only that. Maybe I just have I don't know. Maybe it's just inherent that I view him differently. But I totally your point is totally valid. No worries about that.
Yes.
Yeah. So my fourth best centre back, the Turkish sensation Shala Soyuncu.
Soyuncu.
I don't think that's really controversial, actually. What can you say about this guy? Just oozes an aura of that porn star everyone just wants to be. The hair, the jawline.
Yes.
But on top of that, a really, 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 really good defender, a young defender. He'll only get better, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because what doesn't this kid have? I mean, ni nini ana? No homo. I mean, this guy is excellent on the ball. I know we are talking about that, and he's a defender. First and foremost, he's a good defender. He's quick. He's strong on the tackle. This guy will let you know that he's there. You see.
Utamskizia.
And his numbers are incredible as well. You see.
Yeah.
I think he came from Freiburg or something in Germany, or was it Freiburg? Yeah, he came from Freiburg. And you see, we were linked with this guy in 2018 before he went to Leicester. So
lakini Arsenal
scratches
linked na watu.
This rate takuwa linked na the one and only Raila Amolo Odinga, who happens to be a national fan. Just to have that wink father figure. Anyway, really bad joke, but that's who I am. So Shala Soyuncu, in the next 2-3 years, when someone who is at the top of this list goes, he'll be, in my opinion, one of the best defenders, not only in England, maybe in Europe.
Yeah.
And that's not even a stretch. if you've watched this kid, then hata sidhani hii inahitaji justification. He's just up there
of
with the
course,
best.
of
And he
course.
made the PFA team of the season anyway. So
Yeah, maze. So really,
what else? I mean,
yeah, maze.
so mi sidhani I really need to elaborate. Hizi zinakuja ni a bit self-explanatory because you can't really argue much with the choices.
Yeah,
Oh,
bam.
apart from one more that I'm left with here, which will
Yeah,
be
I would like
maybe
to hear.
contentious.
I would
If
like
it
to hear.
isn't the one and only David Luiz, but nah.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah, he's my number 4.
okay, okay. Aye, na noma. Cause me nilimweka number 3.
Oh,
Yeah, maze. Nilimweka number 3 juu Kenya umesema tu like ame make PFA team of the year na ame make a good blend with Johnny Evans in that him being fast, like his nisemeaje, like it's
as
a
in
good
ana
blend between
compliment Johnny
experience,
Evans kabisa.
like experience and athleticism. Athleticism.
Yeah. That
Mm.
cool head and that, that maverick.
Yeah, maze. Na like vile
Mm.
umesema naona atakuwa, if not in the Premier League, atakuwa one of the best defenders in the world. Juu
Definitely.
umjamaa maze, like ka ni tackle hadi utamsikizia, alafu ako physical, ako fast na ako composed and good on the ball. So ni mtu like Soyuncu ni one for the future.
Maybe the only thing unaweza have against him maybe tu ni his temperament, maybe his saa zingine like ile red card alipata ilikuwa against Everton. I can't remember, but alipata red card. I think then he missed the United game on the last day of the season, if I'm not wrong.
Ndo iko mess.
Vile nilikuwa nangojea, but mi mse aseme niko biased against certain teams. Just
Not that you have mentioned it.
the way nature works. But definitely for me, bro, definitely one of the best players in the league, no doubt. Not just defenders, but overall, just if he works on his temperament, if he works on that other psychological aspect of his game, then he's going to be up there.
Mbaya, because Nonata, like with Johnny Evans' experience, even though people talk trash about him, Evans pia ako pretty good as a center back, in that pia alikuwa na Maguire.
Yeah.
Na alikuwa na sasa yako na Soyuncu, so naona anaweza prop up Soyuncu na amsaidia maybe in those aspects where akitoa that thing ya yo aspect ya kujam sana, naona anaweza kuwa one of the best in, if not the league, the world.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So
my number 3 is just like I said, do not let he who is without sin cast the first stone.
yes.
That's why my number 3 is Joe Gomez.
Yeah. Byron.
Yes. Joe Dave Gomez. Listen to me right now. Just listen to me.
Please tell me.
If we are talking about complete center backs at 24 years old, apart from Shala Soyuncu, name and maybe these other proteges, in Europe who are just who clubs cannot really afford. Apart from those,
say no more.
You see, apart from Akina Eda Militao, these wonder kids or something.
Hey, maze, unashanga. What is wrong with them?
You see, apart from those guys who are up there, you see, maybe for me, if we are talking about maybe players under the age of 25, center backs, he has to be in the conversation as one of the best.
Okay,
Definitely.
True. According to that criteria.
Not that alone. Naongelea tu yani to make the listen, I can't even speak. To make it a bit more not contentious. The fact that nimemweka hapa this guy played I think 28 games in the league this season.
Yeah.
A league winning season.
Okay, yeah, true.
This guy is, listen, in my opinion, he's going to be along with Shala Soyuncu, going to be one of the best in the world. This guy right now, correct me if I'm wrong, apart from maybe you might say that Louis Dunk, maybe Tarkovsky is a better overall defender than him. I'm not going to talk about Cody yet, but Tarkovsky.
Ilikuwa dimension Cody.
No, skia. Cody alikuwa hapo number 5 to other attributes along with his defending, but I'm talking as a pure defender.
Yeah.
Maybe if not James Tarkovsky, because James Tarkovsky is a bit limited athletically. Joe Gomez, I've never seen a quicker center back in my life than maybe someone else who is above this list somewhere, who I shall not mention yet.
But though alianza as a
Joe
right
Gomez is yeah. But these are the guys who will not even give you a yard.
True.
Eh? And you see, apart from that, you see, athletically he's supreme. His passing is excellent. Like, see at the exaggeration. Well, I'm sure umeona Liverpool. Heck, I'm sure umeona games za England at the weekend or something.
Zile bahati mbaya.
So, Joe Gomez for me is just a complete center back. For me, I can't see much fault in this. Like, mi sioni faults. Sioni faults kwa game ya Joe Gomez. I fail to see them. And you see, there is no way you can tell me hapa ni baya somebody. Maybe just being an idiot, but Joe Gomez has the complete package. No homo. He's just a really complete defender. Really complete. And he's only number 3 because of these other two guys. Otherwise, if they were dead, God forbid, ama kawa angekuwa kwa hii league, you could make a case for this guy being the best defender, one of the best defenders in the league. Ndio maana ako hapa top 3. This guy in a league winning season, 28 games, I think ilikuwa Joel Matip na Van Dijk initially, but things happened. But this guy hakuwaika out of place at all. Yeah? Do you know how manze, the kind of high line yenye Liverpool wanachezanga? If you don't have quick center backs, if you don't have center backs who are great on the tackle, great readers of the game, my friend, you're not winning that league. Let's just be honest. Yeah? And since you are talking about clean sheets, it's only fair to point out the really glaring statistic that maybe people do not want to look at. If you're talking about clean sheets, if you can talk about your good friend Mr. Harry Maguire, then Joe Gomez, without a shadow of a doubt, Liverpool conceded what, 33 goals, the best defensive record in the league. Joe Gomez, 28 games. That's what? He didn't play 10 games, so he played a majority of the games there.
Joe Gomez had 12.
Sorry?
Joe Gomez had 12 clean sheets last season.
In a team that plays such a fucking high line. You see, that's why you can't play a certain system if you don't have certain players. The best teams play like that. You see? Yeah, so if you want to make your mark on a game, you start from the back. You push the team high. So that's why you'll have your center backs at the halfway line. Kitu ikispoil, mambo ikidoka, atakimbia na mtu wake.
Yeah.
I've never seen this guy is just he's for me is going to be one of actually Umse atakuwa the best English center back for a very long time, in my opinion. For a very long time. He's only 24, I think.
Yeah.
So he has a really he's only 24. He has a really long great career ahead of him. And for me he's definitely top 3 center backs in the league.
In the league.
Yes.
For me Kwang, okay. Your shout. Sema, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. Mi usema, I think ni complementary for the in terms of Van Dijk. They're both like they complement each other. Like for Van Dijk and Joe Gomez, where obviously Van Dijk is obviously Van Dijk.
What can you say about him?
Speechless.
Uh-huh.
Now Joe Gomez, I think, with his pace helps with obviously the what in that Van Dijk is not
Don't
that fast.
forget
So
Van Dijk.
Gomez
What? Van Dijk is what are you saying?
But Joe Gomez ako faster.
No, what?
Gomez ako faster.
Listen to me. Yes, ako faster, but Van Dijk is no slouch. Van Dijk is fast. Van Dijk is quick as hell.
But me
definitely
Gomez,
not
actually,
Joe Gomez.
Me Gomez ndo
Joe Gomez is quicker than most fullbacks hata.
Sasi alianza ka right back.
Yeah, definitely. He's quicker than most actually.
Cause me naona, I think hata kabla Trent akam ilikuwa kwe a right back in Liverpool. I think alitoka Charlton Athletic. So from you, obviously nani Joe Gomez akafinywa hapo na Klopp.
Spilicueta alikuwa anacheza center back. So
unaona. As make my list. I make my list.
But sawa, nakuget.
Yeah, so I think Klein alikuwa anapata mainjury sana ndo Trent akafinywa hapo, na obviously Trent aka take his number alafu Klein akahama. So anyway, to Joe Gomez, naona Joe Gomez
nafaa kukumbuka like Gomez alikuwa na lot of injuries. Hata ndio maana hakustake claim yake at right back. But Klopp aliona in the way that I want to play football, who's more suited than Joe Gomez? Manze, Dejan Lovren ni one of the most strange defenders I've ever seen. Jumse anaweza kuwa so good, but again game ingine akuwe so bad. So like that bit of consistency ndio iko kwa hiyo backline. No, you might argue that Joel Matip, but for me Joel Matip has nothing on Joe Gomez in my opinion. Unaweza agree na hiyo?
Mean actually naweza sema mbona pia Gomez
Naweza sema Joe Gomez is a better center back than Joel Matip.
Yeah, I can. But pia naweza sema actually out of the argument it's like that's the best two. Na hawezi fanya anything else than that.
But
like wezi kama mtu mwingine than that.
See, they could have gone and bought another center back. If that was really an issue for Klopp, unaweza argue useme it's really pressing, we need a partner for Virgil van Dijk over here. What do we do? So ebu look at Real Madrid. Let me just use a different analogy. You see how lucky they've been with, Sergio Ramos partnering Varane. But you see, Sergio Ramos alimisi game ya City ilikuwa I think Varane na Eder Militao, if I'm not wrong, your partner. Do you see how absolutely disastrous it was? Sometimes you just need that excellent partnership. Saa zingine ni partnership, unaona? If one player isn't there, then that other player isn't there. Ndio maana hata unaweza make a case for Shala Soyuncu. Shala Soyuncu angemeki hii top 10 yetu kaa maybe Johnny Evans kengekuwa ati sijui Wes Morgan hapo na Shala Soyuncu. Then tungekuwa tunaongelea. Ndio maana saa zingine the unit makes the individual better, unacheki? So ndio maana like vile umesema Van Dijk ana compliment Joe Gomez ana compliment Van Dijk. So like it's that unit that makes the individual far more important to the team. No.
Yeah.
For me, Rafael Varane is definitely one of the best defenders in the world right now.
Yeah.
But if you pair him with someone who isn't Sergio Ramos, maybe errors and a bit of, you see, he won't be the same player. No. Sometimes it's the partnerships that make a team good, and as a result of that, make the individuals good as well. So for me, Joe Gomez is definitely up there, and definitely due to Van Dijk's influence, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, so I hope that's I hope utaniua sana.
Ayo. Ni my opinion too.
Yeah, it's subjective.
Yeah, but
yeah, so your number 2. Hizi sidhani zitakuwa contentious. Hizi ni common sense too, I guess.
I think ni common sense. Mi number 2 ilikuwa Laporte.
Yes.
Pia wewe number 2 ilikuwa Laporte.
Ilikuwa Laporte because who else? I mean,
maze like
unless maybe a call for maybe a slightly whispering call for a certain Shkodran Mustafi, but Emerick Laporte, I mean,
I think number 1 and 2 is very
I guess ni sijui tumalizie tu pod juu ni obvious, I guess.
It's too obvious bwana. Like Laporte, obviously.
Emerick Laporte.
Technically on the ball good. Interception rate yake maze, like him controlling adi oni mjama ana control ball na ako as composed as you like, una get oni mjama yani physically ako sawa, ako technically ako sound, mjama like ako sawa tu, and him being in Man City obviously just orgasmic.
Shida tu ni injuries, like if you can shake off those niggles, it's just a matter of time.
Ban.
And why the fuck isn't this guy ever in the French national team? Can't just understand. Ka Clemo Longley ako hapo, then Laporte anafaa hapo mbele yake. For me, Longley is a good defender, but he's not better than Laporte. In my opinion.
By far.
So sijui Didier Deschamps, anavuta nini juu ni juzi tu hata ameanza kucollab Martial, hakuwa na mcollab. Si Alex Lacazette vile alikuwa na bang in goals huko Lyon, hakuwa anapata collab sana.
Inashanga Deschamps shida ni shida.
Deschamps kuna kitu huwa anakunywa na si Pinot Noir, something else.
Forgive us.
It's just Laporte and number 1. I mean, hakuna debate hapa, like. And I must stress that we were in for him in 2016, as you expect. And look, hey, si ati aliturn out kuwa the best center back in the world.
Alishinda Champions League na league, like small things.
Si ati alishinda Champions na league. Si ati alikuwa FIFA's best player hapa.
Si ati alinominatiwa for the Ballon d'Or, but do I say
si ati ni one of the most important players Liverpool wamekuwa now for the past 3 decades. Nani kudanganya?
Alikuwa in the World XI 2019. Si
Buda, hii ni propaganda. Nani alisema?
Who said this? Who?
For real, I have never kwa hii generation seen a better center back in my life.
Virgil van Dijk.
You see,
would you say kabla uendelee, would you say he is better?
Sergio Ramos, najua unataka kusema Sergio Ramos.
Si Ramos.
Mm.
The likes of John Terry and
John Tam.
Nemanja Vidic. And Nemanja Vidic.
Hii generation. Ndio maana nimesema hii
Oh,
generation.
each and
Si
okay,
hiyo.
okay.
Si hiyo.
True.
Eh, so
Okay,
I saw that
continue.
coming. Ndio maana nikasema hii generation.
True.
So for me, umse single-handedly amechange fortunes za Liverpool and sidhani mtu anaweza argue kuhusu hiyo.
Of course.
Juu again,
Unless you are Graham
complete
Souness.
player.
Anasema ni Pogba maze.
Atasema, yes, I know that Van Dijk has made a great impact, but why hasn't Pogba been starting for United over the past 2 seasons?
Confirm. What do you mean?
What do you mean? Why?
But
Anyway,
anyway, continue.
sijui msana anaweza sema nini kuhusu Van Dijk. Exceptional player. Oozes calmness, oozes composure, elegant. Hata nywele hata itokangi kwa hiyo ban, hiyo man ban yake yani. Anakuanga tu hapo.
Maze.
Makes it look so easy.
Bana.
Sidhani kuna match tunaweza sema kuhusu mse.
Legend.
Hands down the best center back in the world. Hands down. Is that disagreement I sense?
Umekata kiasi.
Nimesema hands down the best center back in the world.
Oh yeah. I agree by the way. I agree.
Nilikuwa nadhani maybe Shkodran Mustafi is, you know.
Honorable mention.
Nicolas Otamendi has a case to plead.
Please.
Anyway, for me, he's just next level. No. All the attributes you want. Zote. I mean, maybe Joe Gomez is quicker than him, but that guy is still one of the quickest center backs I've ever seen.
Quick, strength, composure.
Kila kitu. Like,
man.
Yes, so I guess you see that's why niko very very interested kuona comments zenye zitakuwa hapo chini, you know, the 2 comments. Nataka kuona top 10 zenu juu kuna zingine ni very obvious, names zingine ni very obvious kwa hiyo top 10, zingine ni absolutely idiotic from yours truly. So mzidrop hapo manze tuone the best ones tutazitaja in the next pod. And wow, that was the pod started quite contentiously. Tumekuwa na strange takes hapo. But our top 2s were no-brainers really. And if you think differently, please let us know in the comments and
down below.
I think there's better ways to end podcasts than this, but let me just say it. We're fucking winning the league. We're fucking winning the league. We're fucking winning the league. By we, I mean Arsenal Football Club.
And with that, please like, share, subscribe.
That was me speaking. That was me speaking from a different dimension. Please pardon me.
Hey, Arsenal.
Yeah, so bro, next on Monday in the next pod, I think we'll take a look at fullbacks, or should we go straight to midfielders?
Yeah, I think we should look at fullbacks, then we hit up midfielders.
No problem. Maybe okay. We'll see how it goes. We might cramp the two together. We'll just maybe, you know, we won't take too much time on the names. In the interest of this series, because we don't want to make it too long. We're already 90 minutes in, so I don't want the next pod to be too long. So we might just, you know, cramp up the 2 positions together, fullback and you know, midfield. Unless there's anything you want to add, bro.
Nah, Sidani.
apart from Shkodran and Mustafi, should have clinched number 1.
Should have clinched number 1. I think Otamendi number 2. Fikayo Tomori number 5.
Beautiful.
Pablo Mari.
Don't
number
forget.
3.
Don't forget Pablo Mari. Yes, you absolute legend.
Pablo Mari number
But
3.
Hang on a minute. David Luiz pleads a case to what a legend. What a by the way, on a serious note, David Luiz, usisahau the kind of career he's had. An absolute winner. He's won it almost all. He's won almost everything. But I guess number 1 was too much of a stretch for him, even for him. So yeah, so the next pod will even be more contentious because with a host like me who's an absolute idiot, what do you expect?
Nothing much. Nothing.
Yeah, so I guess this is where we wrap it up. We've dragged on for 95 minutes. This is some people were receiving calls from their spouses as we spoke, but I shall not mention their names.
Hey, Byron, it is fine. Bibi
No, I shall not mention names because maybe she's a listener of the pod. Shout out to you.
Yes.
Once again, just want to say thanks everyone for your support. You gave us feedback and we really, really appreciate it. As I said, we'll work on what we can. And thanks a lot. And I think that's all for today. Peace and love.
Yeah, man. Peace and love. Till next time.
Till next time, man. Keep it safe and take it easy.
Take it easy.